Hey everyone, Slow Moon here. Today I'm going to be showing you one of the best ways to make your microphone sound better. So, if you want to have higher quality recordings, easier time editing, or just want your friends to hear you clearer, I've got you covered. So, at the end of the day, you're going to turn your microphone from this to this with only one app. Now, before we start, I want to clear up what we're going to do today. It's important to understand what we're going to do before we start. What we're going to do is use an application to equalize our voice. Equalizing is an act of boosting the gain or volume of certain frequencies in our voice to make it sound more crisp and cleaner. What are frequencies? Frequencies are ranges of sound waves emitted by our vocal cords that, when are picked up by our ears, are received as sound of certain tones. Lower frequencies, aka lower wavelengths of sound, are interpreted by our ears as lower tones of voices. Now, let's learn about different frequencies so we can apply them when we are equalizing our microphone. This range of frequencies usually not produced by humans and usually in studios is rolled off because it is usually home to bass guitar or kick drums, really bassy, low drums. This range is the warmer and bassier part of the voice. We would want to increase it to make our vocals more present and warmer. Be careful though, not to boost this range too much, because it will often sound very muddy. Always remember to experiment. My voice isn't the same as yours, and everyone is different, so you need to find out what the best is for you. This is where the main body of the voice is. This is a tricky one, as increasing it too much may cause your voice to sound like you're talking into a sink, and too little will make it very hollow. This area is quite complicated, so I won't go into too much detail, but this is where the nasally and bitey frequencies are. Try experimenting with this to see what you like. This range is where most of the S sounds, also known as sibilants, are. Though every person is different, so try decreasing small parts of this range to see what decreases the S sound the most, only if you're encountering too much shrieky S sounds when you talk. Lastly, the 10 kHz to 20 kHz range. If you experience a bit of muddiness when you boost your lower end frequencies, try to boost this range more. It gives a lot of clarity and a bit of a podcasty voice. Once again, you know what I'm going to say. You should experiment. So, after we have learned all of this, how do we apply this to your microphone? Well, many people on YouTube will recommend Voicemeeter, though I've had many problems with their method, as that app is very buggy and can reduce performance, introduce latency, or just lower your audio quality, crackle, and even crash. So, what we're going to be installing is this app called Equalizer APO, and adding a couple of plugins that will also work with OBS. So, to start, go to the first link in the description, and this will open Equalizer APO. Press download, then press keep, then drag it onto your desktop. Double click it, allow it to make changes to your device, click next, click I agree, put this in any location you want, keep this, don't touch anything here, click install, then the configurator will pop up. You need to go to capture devices, which are microphones and such, press the microphone you're currently using, press OK. Then press I want to manually reboot later. Finish. You can delete this and go on to the second link in the description, which will open Reaper plugins. Now, what you want to do here is click the VST 64-bit version, drag it onto your desktop, double click it, click yes, I agree, next, and then you want to browse, Then you need to go to the place you installed Equalizer APO, go to VST plugins, and click OK. As I have already done this, I'll click cancel. Then just press install after you've chosen the correct place. Now reboot and come back. Okay, so now after you have rebooted and came back, you need to press the Windows button. You can see the start menu right here. Press one of the letters, then press the letter E, or just search it up. Then click the folder called Equalizer APO. Then if you need to change an input device, click the configurator. If you just want to keep on going with the tutorial, click the configuration editor. Now, you can ignore this message, as it doesn't change anything and it's just straight up lying to you. Then, config.txt will pop up. Your goal is to have the two modules I have right here in the config.txt. So how you're going to do that is you're going to press the plus button, then you're going to press Control, and then you're going to press Device. Then you're either going to press Change to select a specific device, or you're just going to check all devices. Then you want to include a text file. And how we're going to do that is we're going to open the area in which we have installed Equalizer APO at, and then config. Then you need to right click, press new, text document, call it whatever, and you're good to go. Though I already have mine, which is called me. So I'll go back and include me.txt. Then you just need to press open, though I won't do this because I don't want my voice to sound like shit. Then, after you have the two modules right here, you're going to need to press open, and then the file you want, and then open. Then this window will pop up with nothing in it. So what we're going to do is add a plugin, a VST plugin. Then I'm going to press open file and press reaeq standalone.dll. Open this. Then open panel. Though I will close this because I already have it right here. I'll open this panel. Let's see what I have done to equalize my voice. For example, we can see the sub-frequencies from 20 to 80 Hz have been a bit decreased. The really low rumbly ones. Right here. Then I have the low shelf at 1, increasing the lower end frequencies. Now a low shelf means it's a gradual slope. So if I disable 5, it will create a nice slope here. Then I have 2 as a band, which means it creates a small hump. And I have it decreasing the low shelf, so it increases the volume, which we can see right here, only from 200 to about 80 Hz, and then it goes straight down. So if I wouldn't have 2 decreasing it, it will increase from about 400 Hz. So I have it decreasing because I don't want to boost my mid-end frequencies, which might cause my voice to sound very boxy. I just want it to be very present and warm. Then I didn't mess with anything right here, although I did mess with something special in number 2. Although it is a band, I did decrease the bandwidth, which means the hump here is much more gradual than if it would be with a lower bandwidth. So I leave it as it was at around 200. Now we have number 3. 3 decreases the high shelf, exactly like a low shelf, but for the higher frequencies, which will cause my voice to sound very clear and not very muddy because I boosted my lower end frequencies. Now, let's look at my high shelf. My high shelf is basically normal, although I wanted it to boost a bit more than the lower end, so it won't sound very muddy once again. Then I have 6 decreasing it a bit. And I, for example, did not mess with any of the mid-end frequencies because I don't really see a really big difference in my voice, though you need to experiment and see if increasing small parts of this area would make your voice to sound better. Then you can press apply and OK. And that's pretty much it. I think I've taught you everything you need to know. So congratulations everybody, you've passed. You now have the knowledge to equalize your voice in any way you want. Just remember, everyone is different, so experiment. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.